Hi, this is Dana, and I will talk in this video about the spirit family. God has shown me that there's trouble in some couples, some unions. Essentially, there's struggle between, either within the divine masculine, or actually, he only showed me the divine masculine, actually, to be honest. uh, with coming into union. And God has shown me that many masculines, divine masculines, are confronting an issue which is related to the spirit family. I wrote a prophetic writing in 2020 on my Facebook about this, when God showed me for the first time um, what is the spirit family. And this is different from the blood family and from the soul family. Okay. And at this point in time, God is showing me that the biggest predicament for most divine masculines out there is it comes from spirit family. So I will explain what the spirit family means and how that would affect at this point in time, how it would preclude a divine masculine to coming um, into his union, and also into his evolution in general, not just union. It affects every dimension of healing and of evolution. So the spirit family essentially is made from individuals who shared embodiments of the same soul. Okay, so let's say, for example, an individual, a soul, incarnated at some point, and that individual made wrong choices, and he became a fallen angel. Then, as he became a fallen angel, he lost his soul, right? That soul is taken by God. The individual continues to survive in human body with the spirit. Usually, it's a broken spirit, because he's a fallen angel, right? So it's under bondage by darkness, or it's claimed by darkness, or so. That means the soul is with God. God, as I said in other videos, will decide from time to time to send that soul on earth in temporary or permanent embodiments. What it means, an individual will receive that soul. Now, it could be the same individual who lost the soul if he rises up and meets the criteria, the conditions to receive a soul again, doing redemption with God. Or it could be a totally different individual, which is doing the work, is doing repentance, is doing redemption, and he wants a soul, and he prays to God for a soul. God has shown me in my spiritual evolution many times individuals who have prayed to him, um, and for this reason they received a soul, because they wanted to come back to God. Okay, and God has shown me the intent is to have a permanent embodiment of that soul. But that only depends on that individual. If that individual makes wrong choices, he will lose that soul as well. All right. So God sends the soul back on earth, either in the same individual if he does the work, or if not, in a different individual, in a permanent or temporary embodiment, depending on what that individual does. The purpose of sending a soul back on earth is from two perspectives. On one perspective is because God wants that soul to evolve and to uh, take the steps back into on the spiritual path to achieve the purpose, right? Um, but on the other hand is also because God wants to save individuals on earth, right? And so he wants to help them. And as I said previously, you cannot really achieve the high level strong strength and power unless you have a soul. The soul power is the most important and the highest power we can have. So when God decides that an individual meets the criteria, he will send a soul to that individual to help him elevate, essentially, right? Now, as you receive a soul, that has been in other embodiments before you, before this particular time, you become spirit family with all those individuals who at one time or another carried that soul in a temporary embodiment, right? Now, please keep in mind, if the individual who lost that soul is still alive, is still incarnated, and he's a fallen angel, all that individual does is connected to you. You are spirit family. What does it mean? When you receive a soul that has previous embodiments, you essentially will I'm sorry, all dogs around me now are nervous somehow all of a sudden. I'm sorry for the noises on the background. So you will share with those individuals who have carried that soul, for example, addictions, habits, memories, DNA memories, bondages or karma. Bondages are fake karma created to preclude that soul to evolve. Karma is what that the individual who carried the soul actually did. So it can be positive or negative. Anxieties you share on mental level, particularly because you're a spirit family, you really have an overlapping on energetic level. So you take on from that many reflexes, mental instabilities, like temperament, anger, self-control or lack of it, broken spirit, and what comes with a broken spirit. Usually it's a trauma that generated that. So you share all of these with your spirit family, and if individuals who have carried that soul before you again are still alive, are contemporary with you, then whatever they do reflects on you. Whatever habits they have, whatever addictions or bad choices they make, or God forbid, if they do dark magic, if they do sorcery or any occult practices, all of that is being not necessarily transferred, but it haunts you, it affects you. There is a cord between you, a string between you and that individual. And you have a very strong connection, okay? When you go in somebody else, like if you talk about unions, because this seems to be the primary concern of God right now when he's asking me to talk about this. If you go into a union, now keep in mind, if you're a man, you will inherit sort of all attitudes that individual has towards women, towards couples, towards commitment, towards fears of commitment, or misogyn tendencies, or if he's a broken spirit and he's enslaved by women and by addictions to sex or particular type of whatever kind of sex and stuff like this, all of that have an influence on you. Okay, now how you heal this, how you get rid of it, because that's the point, right? You heal it through bondage breaking and ancestral healing. Now these two go hand in hand. Ancestral healing presumes that you go back in time in previous lifetimes, and working with God and with your spiritual guides, you learn the type of bondage or of circumstances, of situations, of events that took place at that point in time, which left a DNA imprint memory. And you, by learning that, you do healing, energy healing on you. And then you through those lenses, through that knowledge which you gain through ancestral healing, you will be able to break bondages which are coming to you in current lifetime as a result of a karmic repetition, karmic cycle, repeating those events constantly. So you do both breaking bondage in 3D and ancestral healing, which presumes that you go back in time and you learn about what type of event took place, and you do energy healing, because all of these events usually have and that's the purpose why you heal them. They have an impact on you on some level, either on your heart, on your soul, or any functions of your body, your solar plexus. You have something to heal in your body, and you do this simply because on one hand you're going to encounter constantly bondages in this current lifetime, which essentially are repetition of that ancestral event. Yeah. And secondly, you do it because those everything that comes from those situations are essentially taking power away from you. Sometimes it's, you know, that you can lose in some circumstances, some traumatic circumstances, you can lose your soul or parts of your soul. Doing ancestral healing means that you take back those parts of the soul. So you heal your soul, and then you're able to break bondages in current lifetime. Why? Because if you don't have enough soul power, so you don't have your soul healed, then usually, especially love connections or union connections, which are supposed to be from love, and any kind of relation, actually, man, woman, will be impacted from that. You will be more inclined to be a victim of being abused emotionally, for example. If you have parts of your soul lost in different circumstances, different lifetimes, different embodiments, different incarnations, and so on, because your soul is not whole. So your soul, you have parts of your soul left with a certain person or a certain circumstance in a certain life. So until you do the ancestral healing, you cannot recover that part of your soul, and you cannot integrate it to heal it, energetically speaking. Okay, when you actually do this ancestral healing, you're gonna be able much faster and easier to stand up for yourself and to leave toxic situations. Usually people that accept toxic situations or connections are unhealed people. People that have been traumatized in one way or another, and they don't stand up for themselves. They have either the throat chakra, the heart chakra, or the soul chakra affected. Throat chakra not being able to speak for yourself, and heart and soul chakra from previous love connections or family connections. Sometimes it comes from a family member that hurt you deeply, or even mother, father, cousin, so on, but even from dear friends, or and so on. Okay, so this is the spirit family. It is a very strong connection. Now, what God has shown me to say is that if somebody is struggling with how to say this, with some sort of issue related to union, either not being able to commit, or not being insecure, being having anxiety, being unstable, being afraid, being whatever, you must check your spirit family. You must check who else embodied the soul you're currently carrying. And most of us, you must know, have to do this. Everybody has to do this. And I must tell you from experience, it is a very special healing You do it with God and Jesus. Jesus does the soul healing, um, and it empowers you to go towards integration and oneness, even by yourself. So you don't have to do this only for a union. This is extremely beneficial. I have done ancestral healing, and I have done it for myself, and I have helped others to do ancestral healing, and with my guidance. And I can tell you that is it's a very deep healing, and it will help you a lot um, to detach from the current 3D, because you learn a lot about you and your path, who you are and who you were in the past. So you put everything in perspective. You reach one step closer to the higher perspective which God is guiding us to have over things. So it's very beneficial, regardless if you're struggling to get into a union or not, and it will increase your power. I can guarantee you this. It will increase your power, because you will take back, first of all, you will take back your power, parts of your soul. You will cut strings, because you have to know, if you are in need of ancestral healing, there are strings on you from previous lifetimes, which you must cut, and you can only cut them by doing ancestral healing. Okay? Keep in mind that these are events that took place in other lifetimes. So if you don't do ancestral healing, there is no other way to take back all this power. Okay? So for those who is needed, please keep in mind again that if you are carrying a soul from somebody who is now incarnated and he's a fallen angel, you must remember that whatever they do, it will affect you, and you will take with you, if you go into a union, you might be taking with you strings with that individuals who will um, want to control you. Okay. So this is very important. You must ask guidance, and ask to understand. You have the right, by the way. So you'll know, under the astral law, as long as you're carrying that soul, you have the right to ask all of this information and to receive it. It's in Akashic records, and you can ask the Akashic records keeper to give you the information, because this is why God gave you the soul. So you can take that soul on a higher level in its evolution, spiritual evolution. So this is the purpose why you receive the soul, to do this kind of work. And this will help you advance spiritually. That's the purpose. Again, the spirit family is different from the soul family, which pertains of your lineage, and is different from the blood family, which pertains to your family tree. Yeah, the spirit family is where you share connections, some of them on soul level, with individuals from other, sometimes from other races, because they did fake embodiment. And I would like to emphasize this. Fake embodiments are also part of the inheritance you get when you take a soul on you. So fake embodiments are embodiments. I said already this, done with darkness, when certain individuals claim a certain identity. They steal an identity, right? They do not receive the soul, but they create bondage on that identity which is associated with the soul at a certain time. Okay. And obviously whatever comes from a fake embodiment, it always going to be dark. So it's going to bring attachments and darkness claim. So there is a dark force, or many dark entities or so on, who are attached to that fake embodiment, because those dark forces facilitate the fake embodiment, right? And in this case, you must know that all of that is being attached to the soul that you're carrying, and this is the inheritance you receive from, unfortunately, fallen angels who are doing these fake embodiments, because they, you see, they somehow they know, since they are from God's lineage, they know what it means to have a soul. So this is why they steal identity from others, usually, because they know those who have a soul, they have power, right? So they want back the power of the soul, but they are not willing to put the work in, so they will receive a soul from God. They prefer to steal from others. Anyhow, that's a different story. But I just wanted to emphasize all of this, because all of this comes together with the soul. Okay, so it is important for you to go back and understand and learn about all of this, do the ancestral healing, do the bondage breaking, or at least, until you succeed to do all of that, at least become aware of all of this. And please know that usually the information is unraveled to you gradually. So as you broke a bondage, um, as you do the ancestral healing, you will be able to break some bondages in the 3D, and then so on. You don't learn them all at the same time. There are also some meditations, very good guided meditations for ancestral healing. I intend to create one as well as soon as I get to move from here and have proper conditions to work with and technology. But otherwise, I will try to put a link in the description box of one meditation which I used for ancestral healing. You must be very cautious, because meditations, guided meditations for ancestral healing, are done through hypnosis. So the intentions of the individual who created that meditation are very important, because while they do that kind of regression on you, so you can actually remember those things, they can also create some attachments and send some darkness to you. So not all of them are good. I will try to find the one I used, and I will on the Facebook. I already shared it at the time, and I explained, I recommended the meditation and so on. I will try to find it again and put the link here in the description box, so you'll make sure that you use one which at least I have used, and I know for a fact that is it worked for me. It was beneficial for me. And I did that. I chose that with God's guidance. So with this being said, I hope it's all clear now, and looking at the problems that you're having, and even sometimes the inability to have a mature approach towards union, towards women, towards marriages, towards children, towards even the inability of you standing up for yourself in certain situations, and so on. All of this can come from a spirit family member, somebody who made that DNA imprint on this soul, and God gave it to you, so you have the opportunity through ancestral healing to erase that DNA imprint on this soul. And then you get, by the way, you also get rewarded in terms of ranking and rights as you evolve, as you do these healings and so on. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. I will be happy to answer. Sometimes it's not enough space here to explain a situation or a term which God intends to. I really hope this information reaches the exact people who God has in mind. And I hope even the others that might listen to it and were not necessarily on God's list will benefit from it. If you want to read more, please go on my Facebook page. Sometime, I think in summer or fall of 2020, I wrote articles about spirit family and what that entails. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, so we'll make sure that the information I share reaches as many people as possible to help them. And if you feel inclined to support my work, please look in the description box below. You will find my PayPal information. Thank you.